This tutorial will talk about Charts Modulator and its pick list capabilities. This is the 7th in a series of 8 tutorials on Charts Modulator. In this tutorial we'll be focusing on the pick list. We'll first talk about how to edit quantities in the pick list. We'll talk about how to add accessories to the pick list. We'll talk about how to add Python to the pick list. We'll talk about how to customize pick list items. And then we'll conclude with a discussion on the images. Okay, so we'll start the pick list discussion. First we'll have to navigate to chartparts.com. I'm already signed in here, so I'll go right to the modulator. I'll pick up where we left off with the first floor design of our hospital. Here's basically the isometric grid where we left. Zoom in a little bit. The next thing that we're going to do here, and you can either click right here on pick list, or you can go to the next button. You can basically see the configuration that we just designed. Okay, so let me give you an overview of the pick list. The pick list at this point is really just consists of our design, our MVIP Pro design with basically connecting our bulk tank to the two applications. Everything in here has been, I'll say, configured using configurator logic. So we know that it all fits together. Everything is going to basically play. So the difference between the pick list, when you're in the pick list, it's a little bit of user beware, because you could add products ad hoc. You have to kind of know what you're doing. We have confidence here. Chart, I'll say, has confidence that this design will work because it's been configured using the modulator logic. The pick list is really the Wild West. It's everything, anything and everything that's available to you. You have to kind of have, I'd say, a do-it-yourself spirit, or you have to be a very experienced user of chart parts to have the wherewithal to intelligently pick these parts. One of the things I'm going to show you how to add parts here. Maybe first what I'll do is I'll show you how you can change quantities by increasing and decreasing these items. We know that 3 quantities is correct, but for example, maybe I want a spare elbow. I can just bump that up to 4, go from 3 to 4, click calculate price, and now I've got the new price in here with 4. I'm going to take it back down to 3 because I know what that is. That allows you to change quantities. The drawing quantity is really what, again, that's there so that you know the correct configured amount. One of the things that's pretty common with the design, like what I've got here, there's basically MPT connection here. And sometimes customers will want to vent that cryo vent outside. So they'll order a long cryo vent or transfer hose just to get that outside. And so that's something that I'm going to add here using the pick list. So what we do is we'll basically go MVIP Pro, which is where we're at, and then we'll go down to MVIP Accessories. And so you can see all my different transfer hoses here. Okay, so I know that I want a 20-foot half-inch ID C-Flex transfer hose. So I'll add that in. Notice that when it comes in, there's no price. So I've got to click calculate price, and it'll go in, it'll go out and find that. Here's my list price, $22.25. and a discount of $2,002. So the next thing I want to demo is how to add Python. Python is our lower cost product line that basically is welded in the field. Now there's no reason from a configuration standpoint that you'd want to mix Python and Pro, because Pro has bayonets, but Python just has stub ends and is welded together. But just for the sake of demonstration, I'm going to show you how to add a straight piece of Python. Okay, so here's all of my Pythons, and I could manually construct these pieces one at a time and build a system. But I'm just going to show you how to add a 10-foot piece of Python. Just click Add. There it is. Again, I have to go out and get the price. So it shows me, again, it's showing me that these are 0 quantities because these are not configured items, but you know, assuming I'm a knowledgeable user and I know what I want, I can manually add these. I am going to delete this Python item just to show you how to do that, and then I'm going to save this list. Okay, the next thing I'm going to demo is customization. And so remember that we have really 3 product lines. We've got MVIP Pro, MVIP Python, and then we have Select. So Select is really is basically also known as customization. So if I click on Select, you can see here's my basically the last part number that I configured. But I can customize that. I can come in here, I can, instead of a 1/2 inch ID, I could make it a 1 inch. Instead of plain pipe, I could do a long elbow. I could change the length. Instead of 24 inches, I might want to make it 102. I can change my end terminations. Maybe I want to go from Python to a male or female bayonet, and want it to be rigid on the outside and no certification tests. So that basically allows me to make a very special piece of Python. It will should be able to go out there and calculate the price. Again, typically these prices are about 20% more than your standard product. So we always encourage you to stay with the standard products, what you see here on the left, MVIP Pro or MVIP Python, just to save some money and to save some lead time. You can also save about 2 weeks in lead time. But if you absolutely have to have a custom piece of pipe, this is how you can add it. Okay, so with that, I'm going to delete this piece here because I don't want that on my list, and then I'll save it one more time. This concludes the tutorial on the pick list. Our last tutorial is on proposal generation.